Hey friends, Jim here with Philly Fixed. Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here working on my Fujitsu mini split installation. A while back, Harbor Freight reached out to their creators and just checked in and asked if there's anything that we could use on projects. And I said, yeah, I'm doing a mini split install later this summer. I'd like to try out the Hercules cordless vacuum pump and the new Doyle flaring toolkit, and they were nice enough to send them to me. I gotta get this vacuum pump out of the box either way, so I might as well show you what's in here while I'm doing it. Okay, so first thing that's nice, especially if you're a DIYer, is they give you vacuum pump oil, which you probably won't have on hand if you're not a professional. Here is the pump itself. It has 3 connections. It has a 1/4 inch flare, 3/8 inch flare, and a 1/2 inch Acme, which I'm less familiar with. It also has a valve right here on the vacuum, so an open and close valve, so you can actually shut it off right at the vacuum. I've used cheap 120 volt Amazon vacuum pumps before that didn't have that, so that's kind of nice. And this also has nice brass caps on it, looks like, with gaskets inside. And the cheap Amazon pumps I've used have like plastic caps, and I was always worried that there might be vacuum leaks. This claims it can pull 23 microns, so let's see if that's true. I've got the 12 amp hour Hercules battery in here, so plenty of battery to work with. They tell you to use at least a 5. And then your power button, so this is full. Power button's right here. We got it set to microns. Here we go. So this thing claims it can do 23 microns. Let's see how close it gets. 23. All right. We're down below 23. This is pretty impressive. All right, well, that's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to use on our system. I've got a good quality yellow jacket 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch hose, and it's a 3/8 inch diameter actual hose itself. So that means it'll vacuum a little faster. This had a valve core depressor in it that I took out because you don't want anything restricting the vacuum flow. And then it's got a 3/8 inch end here. So this is the Acme. This is 1/4 inch flare. The top one is 3/8 inch flare. Got the 3/8 inch end on the vacuum hose. Okay, we're on microns. Our vacuum valve is open. Here we go. This is a nice quiet vacuum. I mean, I've never had a super expensive one, but this is definitely quieter than the cheap Amazon one. And there you go. And we're getting a reading. So what happens is these ball valves trap air around them. So it's good to kind of exercise them. Yeah, see? Back up in the 10,000s there. Okay, so I had to mess around a bit. When I close this valve, it starts to rise pretty quickly. And I think it's because these EEVs, it's equalizing through the EEVs. We'll see where it's at in a half hour. Okay, so obviously it is now nighttime, but this has been sitting for a little over a half hour, and it's only risen to 380 microns, which I am totally happy with. Well, we all know projects always go perfectly according to plan, right? So I've been fighting with my new mini split, unfortunately, and called Fujitsu support. Went through all my measurements, install details, and they said, got to weigh out the refrigerant and make sure it was properly charged from the factory. Gives us a chance to use the Hercules vacuum pump again to prepare my new A2L refrigerant cylinder. Basically got to vacuum this down so there's no moisture or air in it before you recover the refrigerant into it. So let's get to it. Okay, so normally what I would want to do is monitor my vacuum level from the other side here so that I know I'm getting a good measurement, but because this is the new left-hand thread, this is literally the only left-hand thread tool I have. So what I'm going to have to do is connect it to a valve core removal tool. I'm not using the valve core removal part of it. I just know that it's vacuum rated and it's not going to leak. So I'm just using it as a T, and I'm going to attach that here. So here's what we're going to do. We'll vacuum out the hose first, then we'll open this up. So our vacuum pump is open. We'll turn it on. We'll make sure we get a vacuum on this section. Make sure we have no leaks in our hoses and our connections first. Okay, now we're going to open the tank. It's probably going to go above the rateable value because of the nitrogen that's left in there. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm going to call it at 340 here. All right, guys, that's the Hercules vacuum pump. Very happy with it. It's very quiet, works well. Most people are probably going to buy this to work on a car HVAC with a smaller system, but even on a relatively small to mid-size mini split system, it worked very well. So very happy with it. Highly recommend it. Again, Harbor Freight did send it to me, but if it sucked, I would tell you. So if you've got Hercules batteries, 140 bucks, got to do some AC work. Much better than the ones that are about 100 to 120 on Amazon. So, you know, might as well go for this one. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jim with Philly Fixed. God bless you guys.
Hello, I'm Jim Davis.